What's up? What's up? What's up? This is Queen Novelle coming to do an impromptu reading for everyone's worries right now with the coronavirus. All right, you guys. So before I start, please go and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is for all signs, and it's just a collective energy. I'm gonna do like a tarot. I haven't did tarot for you guys in a while. I've been sticking to my charms, but I was drawn to the Orisha deck for this particular reading, which Orisha, when you use the Orisha deck, that is like basically shit just got real. All right, you guys. So basically, the top row is basically collective energies for now, meaning like for the next month, and then also, and that's just collective energies. Then this is like personal energies as far as what you guys are going through as of right now. And then we have, when will this pandemic, epidemic, coronavirus end? And then we have like that unspoken question that I will get to at the end of reading these. All right, you guys. So let's jump into it. Okay, so for over the next month, some of you, we got the message from water. So basically, the message from water is a card that basically signifies triumph in a particular situation, defeating the odds, feeling like proud of yourself, basically accomplishing what you like, overcoming what you were scared of, or defeating all odds, like having triumph. For some of you, you probably had personal situations that was very troublesome, and because of this craze and this pandemic, epidemic, whatever, there's actually some things that's going to actually affect you on a positive side, and then you're kind of realizing how prepared you are to defeat the odds. Even though you may have some worries about it before, I really feel like over this next month you're going to realize how strong you are. We also have the Four of Air. So the Four of Air is basically retreating within, having this personal like rebirth, if you will. For some of you, you will be catching up on sleep, catching up on things that you didn't, kind of going within, like reevaluating things, reevaluating how you think about things, basically going within, having this like inner rebirth. This also is like, just thinking about a lot of things that you haven't thought about before. How to get through this situation. Then we have Ugan. And the interesting part of this Ugan, because I said it's over the next month, and we're going into Aries season. And Aries, Ugan is basically Aries. Ugan is related to like iron. It's related to Mars. Mars is basically Aries energy. It's also the energy of war, defeating odds, he's a warrior. He's very resourceful. Ugan is very resourceful. You guys are thinking about your resources, thinking about how to defeat this beast. You see how he's defeating the beast? Some of you may even be calling for Ugan to help you as a deity. I do feel like for some of you, for most, there is a defeating the odds, being prepared for this war, whether it's spiritual, whatever it is. I do feel a preparation over this next month. Okay. Ooh. The fact that this even fell over like that lets me know you guys are now starting to connect spiritually, starting to get into your spirituality deep. Okay. Some of you do think that this is a spiritual warfare. I'm definitely getting that too. The energies of right now, we have the 10 of Earth and the 4 of Fire. This lets me know that you guys are basically gathering resources, gathering material items, gathering things, which is very, is obvious, okay, with this, how the stores and the chaos and stuff in the store. Also, Mars is also associated with the tower, okay? So the energy of Ugan is also associated with the tower. So there will be somewhat of some chaos over this next month, but I really feel like you guys are prepared. The people who's drawn to this video. Also, I have your energy right now is gathering resources, gathering food. It's funny how there's food as resources in this particular card. Gathering food, gathering necessities, focused on family, because we have the Four of Fire. Focusing on family, focusing on, they're holding candles, focusing on your spirituality, protecting yourself spiritually, protecting your family spiritually, as well as for some of you, you're even connecting with love, like really getting through this time with a lover, being drawn to love, being drawn to someone who will support you through this pandemic, this epidemic, this chaotic situation. Okay, so as far as when will this end? Okay, so I had got the Two of Air first, and then I pulled again, and I had got the Nine of Air. The only things about this card is the energy that's associated with it, okay? Because there is some, with the Two of Air, like, the Two of Swords, there's an indecisiveness with the Two of Swords, and then the Nine of Air is anxiety. Now, the Two of Air came out first. The Two of Air on the astrology wheel is associated with Libra season, okay? And then the Nine of Air is associated with Gemini season. This is the interesting part. At the end of the year, there will be a retrograde with Saturn. Saturn. Going back over the degrees, basically through this pandemic, epidemic, whatever you want to call it, with this virus. So there is something that is commencing around Gemini season. Whether it seems like it's ending or something like that, there's something that's on the background that people are being led to Gemini season. The only thing is this came out first as far as when will the situation end, and I got Libra season, which is months from now. And I just seen a video about this guy who had contracted the virus, and he's like, oh, just isolate yourself for months, because I went into a hospital. And I feel like the energy of the anxiety of everything, how coincidental that a ambulance go by. Yeah, but there's going to be anxiety of everything that's kind of secondary to when it's actually going to end. So there's some energy for Gemini season, but there was the card that came out was for Libra season. Okay, this is, you can agree, you can disagree. This is just the energy that came out in this particular reading. So if you, sorry about that. So if you disagree, and of course that could be the anxiety that's going to subside around like June or something like that. But as far as it completely stopping, the cards say around Libra season. Okay, as far as the last question is, what is going on behind the scenes in the government that we do not see? The cards that I got is Outcast, the Three of Water, the Nine of Water, the Message from Earth, and on the bottom of the deck, is Oshimir. From what I get from this is what's going on behind the scenes that we don't see is money. And I think a lot of people already know that already. There's something that's going on with money. Oshimir is all about money, abundance, bringing in money. The fact that we have the message from Earth and Oshimir, I really feel like, of course, what's going on behind the scenes is money motivated. The Outcast card is associated with overwhelming and difficult, a difficult situation to handle, or having the attitude where it's a difficult to handle. You know, it comes with the energy of uneasiness, nervousness, but also a childish, lazy energy that comes along with it as well. Okay. There is an energy of sickness, madness, and not using your authority and your intelligence in a good aspect, you know. And not saying that they're not, you know, this is what's going on behind the scenes. The energy can go with whatever, however you feel about it. But then with the 3 of water there is some type of union, some type of meeting of the minds. The 3 of water is like the 3 of cups, like I wouldn't say a celebration, but I would say kind of like a group, like, you know, a group, and there's different aspects of a group, a meeting of the minds, the accumulation of resources. And it's funny how this is underwater. This is some type of wish fulfillment with the with the 9 of water. And it's funny because I was about to say 3 of water, and it could be a wish fulfillment for this in the 3, whatever this 3 of water is associated with. But definitely you notice how it's gathering the fish under the water. Fish is associated with abundance. Fish is associated with creativity, and I just heard a fish out of water. But definitely there is something being accumulated that you don't see, that's kind of like under wraps. I'm getting the gathering of the minds. So even though you may think that things is not being handled a certain way, it is being handled, but just with different intentions behind the scenes. That's what I'm getting, like different intentions behind the scenes. And it's crazy because the outcast could also be associated with isolation as well. The message from Earth is having like things benefiting you, you know, being rewarded with money, valuables, or a skill, a capacity to show your actions of what you can do. Being rewarded with something. It's also a card that's associated with studies of agriculture and engineering, farming, geology, biology, you know, food and things like that. Research. It's a card that's associated with research, research of these things. I just got, like, you know, it be an experiment of some sort. Yeah. Being some type of experiment, being, you know, or yeah, just be mindful of that type of energy. Definitely, if you whatever time frame you're thinking about, just make sure you are thinking not over, getting the things that you need and really thinking about how to, be resourceful. I'm getting just a resourcefulness. Because I do see triumph, and I do see being a warrior and defeating all odds and even overcoming something that you have been struggling previously prior to this, but because this overshadows that, you kind of getting out of it, or being able to tackle it, and also being able to tackle the situation as well, being resourceful. But just know behind the scenes there's different motives, and I don't want to say what is coming up, but yeah, just be mindful of the energy that's here, and I hope this resonates for you, or I hope this gave you some type of insight. Like this video, let me know how this resonates for you in your life. I think this energy is pretty accurate for everyone right now. But definitely, like and share and subscribe to my channel. If you're new, welcome, and I'll see you in the next reading. I'm about to get to my Cancer reading and then Leo, and get this out the way so I can start making my own plans. All right, you guys. All right, I love you guys. Ashe.